Mr. G, have you seen Paddy the Baddy social media clips recently? Me thinks he's heading for a fall. Should have been beat last time. Thinks his time's up, lad. You've got to consider his age, mate. You know, you've got to consider his age. You've got to consider his talent. You've got to consider, you know, a few more years down the line, he's going to be a lot more mature. Probably mixed with the right people. As I said a few months ago, you know, I was bigging him up for years. I was on him, boss scouser, doing boss things for the kids, coming from a boss MMA gym. And then all of a sudden I hear he's a boss mate of the Zeisz brothers, the one that's currently in custody charged with a murder. So as soon as I heard that, it was, you're no good to me, lad, and you're no good to the children of the city. Obviously, we went on to watch his last fight where he was calling himself the cow monkey or the cash cow. And that sort of, you know, he was trying to inflate his personality and his character on the MMA stage by, you know, bigging himself up with all these mad shouts. He should have accepted the win, which was possibly a defeat, with a lot more, you know, empathy towards his opponent, a bit more honesty on it. But he is what he is, lad. He's a Scouse lad. He's a young Scouse lad. He's doing his thing. He does inspire and encourage a lot of young people in the city of Liverpool. Hopefully, him getting the bad press that he did, you know, for a short duration of his career. Don't forget, his career is going to be very, very long. Him getting that bit of bad press for the short duration of his career, hopefully, helps him spin it round. I don't really watch none of them, to be honest with you. I'm someone that people watch. I don't really watch others. Every so often, when I'm bored, I'll just pop over to that Decker Heggy's platform and listen to what he's doing, see how his progress is. I never give him the stage to put his side of his story and his life story across, to leave him to it. I'm always there, wishing him well and hoping that he continues on his positive path. You can see him continuously, you know, when you've got John Wasson and all these weird, strange, perverted old men who employ trolls and target, not just him, loads of different people. You know, they go out the way to destroy people's lives, even though their lives are themselves. Don't forget, these people, they talk about other people's children, and they can't go near their own children because of how they've behaved in their life. Do you understand what I'm saying? But anyway, let's keep it moving. Wop, hi, how are you, lad? Hope you're well. Hope you're keeping it real. Darren, you should do a show, but with parents that are arguing over the children. Big ass. And Washington saying Drago. Tyson, any interest in that YouTuber boxing Tommy Fury next Sunday, does? To be honest, initially, I thought he was just another YouTuber trying to maximise and clickbaiting and his subscriptions and shit like that. But the more you see him, the more professional he's becoming. Now, I know he's jumped, you know, stages of professional boxing and amateur boxing. I know he's jumped all that and ended up at the top stage, basically. He's had a few decent fighters in the time that have sort of gone past it, beat them. This test now with Tommy Fury is probably going to be the, you know, this is, if he gets past this test with Tommy Fury, he's basically going to smash it, isn't he? And he's going to shut a lot of other people up that have been saying he's never fought a real boxer or he's never done this. So you can see the work he's putting in. You can see how committed he is to the sport. You can see how he's raising awareness to other sports. I believe he signed up for an MMA promotion as well now. And you can see when he started screaming about UFC pay and like this, you did see the powers that be at UFC react to what he was speaking by all of a sudden giving people bigger wage on the night and, you know, changing the wage structures for their fighters and so on and so forth. So it is what it is. I think he's serious in the game of boxing now. You can't write him off. You can see the way he's training. You can see his work ethic. You can see his skills. You can see he's got a talent. You can see he's got you know, he's got the ability to dance around that ring, defend himself and attack. And he's going to be doing that on a world stage in a few weeks. He's up against a member of one of the biggest boxing families in this decade or last decade, namely the Furies. He's got a hell of a challenge on his hand with Tommy Fury. It doesn't matter whether you don't like him or not. Tommy Fury is a top-class boxer. He mightn't have won titles because he's still in his, you know, he's still in his progress and his process of getting to the top levels and winning big championship belts and stuff. But the pedigree of Tommy Fury, where he comes from, the stable he exists in, the people that are, you know, who he learns from, the people that are tutoring him, Fury's dad, Fury himself, the whole family of the Furies are deep in boxing and have been since they were children. So it's going to be a boss fight, to be honest. And I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for Tommy Fury, but I think he's going to get the win. You know what I mean? But at the end of the win, I think he's going... I don't even want to predict the fight, to be honest. I know we just have, but the bottom line is, you know, it's going to be a boss fight, and it's going to win or lose. You know, win or lose for what's his name? What's his name? What's that YouTuber's name you're on about? What's that YouTuber's name, mate, you're on about? That's it, Jake Paul, lad. So that Jake Paul, it's a win-win for him. It's a win-win for him. He's got nothing to lose. Where on the other hand, you know, there's a big loss if Fury gets beat. It'll be, you know, it'll be a big upset for the boxing world because the majority of the boxing world, the professional boxing world, don't really want Jake Paul to win Tommy Fury because then they haven't got the shout they've been giving him. He's never fought a proper boxer. If he was to win Tommy Fury, they can't use that excuse no more. And there's a lot of spiteful boxers out there that have been hating on that Jake Paul and probably not giving him the credit he deserves for what he's doing within the fight world. Anyway. James, going, that's what I'm doing now. But, you know, I'm open to everyone and anyone. Anyone that's not committed any harm towards women and children, I'm up for, mate. And as far as I'm concerned, the fighter from the East, he's never done that in the way that people are saying he has. So I'll leave him to it. I'll go on his lives with him. I'll speak to him. I'll have a nice little laugh with him. I'll encourage him to keep going. I've always tried to meet him. He never does meet me, but that's his own prerogative. That's his own issues. You know, I don't feel like a lot of people have been insinuating in the past couple of weeks that he's just clickbaiting me. I don't feel he's doing that. But it is what it is. From where I sit, he's a good man that's gone through a few years of pure, complete, dirty rat of men. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Leave him to it. Matt from Leeds saying Scousers don't get knocked out is tempting fate. Well, that's just his immaturity, mate, innit? And, you know, there is Scousers that get knocked out. Scousers getting knocked out all over the place. In the MMA world and the boxing world and on the streets and in bare knuckle fights, you know. Scousers are hard because we come from a hard city, but it doesn't mean we're indestructible. And, you know, as I said earlier on, he's just a little bit immature, and that comment has came on the back of a little bit of immaturity. And you know what? You've got to give him 100% for his mindset, because if he's going into every single fight with that mindset that he can't be knocked out, more than likely he's not going to get knocked out, is he? If you go into any fight thinking, oh, I could get knocked out here, more than likely you could get knocked out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So do me a favour though, Matt from Leeds. Don't be coming in trying to hate on Scousers, lads. If the drug dealers, if the paedophiles, if the nonsense come in, hate all you like. But if the sporting icons that influence the children of Liverpool to create better lives and get into a gym and get disciplined and look after themselves, don't be coming on here and hating them. First and foremost, I'm a Scouser, born and bred Liverpudlian. And I will back any Scouser up that's doing the right thing for the city and the community. Anyone that's poisoning it with drugs or participating in organised crime groups, that's poisoning our city and damaging the youth, in turn for the future of the city up. All day. But when you've got iconic individuals, don't come in slyly hating on them, lad. Hand washing and mangled. Seen you on a few channels speaking out. You were in pads for weeks ago. I keep getting banned for speaking out for what's right. Well, your what's right isn't everyone's what's right, is it, lad? Oh, there we go. Nice to see me moderators working. Both fighters making millions for an 8-rounder, says Taylor Ben. That's boxing for you, lad. John O'Loz, good to see you back, Darren. My time online has gone down 54% while you've been away. Well, hopefully you'll be joining me on my lives again. Got Moles and Friends saying smash the like button, people. Nice one, Lady G, baby. Yes, Sabida El Araba, how are you? Nice to have you in. So, people, if you want some fresh content, I've done a podcast about, I've done a StreamYard about a week ago. If you look on the screen there, you got Sabida El Araba. We were talking about the protest in the city of Liverpool. And at the end of it, she let a few guests in to fire questions at me. if you want a bit of fresh content of me, if you want a fresh it weren't about me life story or crime or what I'm up to. It was basically about my opinions upon the protest in the city of Liverpool, when the media were labelling it as a far right protest, when in reality it was a protest to protect the children and the women. If you want to go and see that, if you've got nothing to do in the next few days and you want to go and see some fresh content of me, there it is there, Sabida El Araba, podcaster. I think we're doing something else in a few weeks where it's going to be about crime. It's going to be about my activism. It's going to be why I do what I do and what I do it for. Do you understand? But that'll be in a few weeks. Nice to have you on board, Sabida, lad. Mark Banning, we look after our own in the pool. Damn right, lad. Cash and coated. Hope you're good, lad. Yes, Joey. Got Northern Scum back in. Diver that found body, send condolences to Nicola Bewley's family. It must be here. Must be. But how did that get out? Mark Browning, where are the mods? We are the mods. Do you remember the mods, mate? Nice one, Sabida. Yes, Mark Branning, whatever that means. Michael Mack, I watched that, mate. Good on you, Michael, kid. Is that here from Speaker's Corner? I'm not sure, Casey. Mr. G's from Carlisle and Northwest, not the Northeast. Not really arse, lad. Mark, digital currency on its way, world economic. Oh, I'm not really asked about that neither, kid. You got a new setup? No, it's exactly the same one, lad. How's the driving situation going, Daz? I had a theory test on the 10th, but missed it. Completely forgot about it. So I sit here with a provisional license and haven't really moved forward with it. I had 3 tests, but failed them, just. So until I've got time to revise them, mate, I'm not really going to revise them. Do you know what I mean? Now you've changed your ways, Darren, and you're truly honest about everything you now preach. What does that mean, Stevie Allen? I love Scousers, Daz. I just think in saying that, and he did get knocked out, his stock would go down. I don't think he's asked about his stock anymore. He's made enough. I think he's earned enough already. You know, he's got advertisements out the window, hasn't he? He's got people paying him for all sorts of advertisements. So in the money department, he's well off. You know, you got to understand what happened with him. He was going along for years, and then all of a sudden went boom, and he's gone from, let's put it this way, he's gone from something like 50,000 people watching him to millions around the world watching him, and with the millions watching him, a lot of traffic's come at him, and it can, you know, it can make your head go big, it can make your ego fall out of the basket, can't it? And I think anyone at his age will have reacted the way he did. You know, you've seen it with Conor McGregor. You've seen it with other up-and-coming stars that have been in the game for years, then all of a sudden hit the levels they've always wanted to be at. And the attention's just made them act a little bit off the shelf. It is what it is. He'll come back. He'll regather his emotions, understand his purpose, and he'll crack back on. To say his career is going to be over is stupid, mate. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's got a lot of years ahead of him within the world of MMA and other things. A lot, mate. But I understand your point, lad. St. Thomas, how are you, lad? Do you do fasting? How many meals a day is best? I go through stages, mate. I eat when I'm hungry, or I eat when I can afford to. Sometimes I'll just eat fruit for the weekend. Did you ever own an Encro phone or a Sky phone? No, mate, I was in custody when all them was out. Oh, then again, I come out, didn't I? Yeah, I come out and someone gave me one, but I never really used it. I think I sent a text message, the normal way across it, and jeopardised loads of phones. But I'm not too sure, you know, don't count me on that. Not too sure what it was, to be honest. Mark Brannan saying nothing wrong with having faith. Special K, good to see you back, bro. Positive vibes. Always, brother. Always.